Hi again, Anna. It's really good to see you again. I'm glad that you've come back and want to discuss some things a little bit more. So before we start, I should probably just quickly go over confidentiality again, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
So everything we say in this room stays between us, and maybe if I need a little bit of advice from senior members of my team, I might share some kind of information with them. However, I won't pass on anything that you express to anyone else. It's confidential between us. The only exception to that rule is if you say anything which might kind of indicate there's a risk of harm to yourself or to other people, then I will need to get other people involved just to make sure we can get you some support and some extra help if needed.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
No worries at all.
Okay, cool. So I hear that the prison social worker has approved the visit from your husband.
That's right. It's happening this weekend.
Oh wow.
5 days away.
Yeah, so I can imagine that's in a way quite a big thing to face this weekend.
It's a big thing. Can't stop thinking about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that would be, you spend a lot of time thinking about that at the moment.
Yeah.
And so what are your initial feelings about it?
Look, I wanted this visit to happen, and in one way I'm looking forward to it, but I can't even imagine that moment when I see him again. Like, I'm so angry at what he's done.
Yeah.
And so, to be honest, I don't even know what I'm going to say to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of feeling a mix of anger and a bit of apprehension about having to face him and talk to him about what's happened.
Yeah, but I'm happy for my kids that they get to see him again. Like, they're so excited.
Yeah.
They can't stop talking about it either. The minute I told them that he was coming, they just started drawing pictures for him. They're working out what they're going to tell him, all their news. It's just so, I'm excited for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, well that's really good to hear that you're excited for them.
Yeah.
But I can understand as well, you've done a great job at kind of dealing with all of these stressful factors in the last few months, because you've
been
had
hard.
a lot on your shoulders.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking after your kids and everything. You've done really well to get to this point.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I guess what we should probably think about is, I know you were kind of saying before you were kind of interested in seeing if you might need some counselling between you and your husband on the weekend. But unfortunately I'm not a couples counsellor, I'm just your counsellor. I'm just here for your support. But there is something else we could try if you want to kind of start thinking about what you're going to say to Rob, what feelings you do want to let him know that you're experiencing. What we could do, if you want to, is perhaps imagine that Rob is sitting in this chair. I'll go sit over here.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can basically just imagine that you're having that conversation that you feel like you do need to have at the moment.
Okay,
And just kind of start thinking about some of those issues, those topics you want to bring up. Do you think that might be something which is helpful to you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it might be a bit strange, but I'm happy to give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, it is something that can be a bit strange, but it's definitely something I've seen a lot of people find really useful.
Yeah.
So it might be worth giving it a shot if you want to. We can always stop at any time too. So.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll try my hardest.
Okay, yeah, no, that's all right. Just do what you can.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Okay.
So I'll get out of this chair now. So before we start, can you imagine the kind of setting for this conversation? Do you know?
Well, the kids won't be listening to this.
Yeah.
They'll be asleep. So this will probably be at night.
Yeah.
I'm imagining, in the house, maybe in the lounge room. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, when you're ready, if you want to just, imagining sitting there in the lounge room together. It's private.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a long time since he's been sitting that close, so
yeah.
It's got to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm finding it hard to even imagine, but I'll try. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm so angry about what's happened. Look, you've left me alone with the kids for so long, and I don't think you actually understand how hard it's been, and all because of your selfish decision that really, like, what was it going to achieve anyway? It's been shameful. It's been hard. I mean, the parents at school have been telling stories about me and changing them, and the rumours have just been getting worse and worse, and And the kids, like, you know, look what you've done to the kids. You're beautiful, innocent kids, and you've made life so hard for them. Yeah, so just, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can hear that there's definitely some feelings of shame about what's happened that have come up, and some feelings about, how about I just go back here? Well, Rob's gone now. We'll just go back to how we were before.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see there's some feelings of resentment around how you've been left alone with the kids, and about gossip in the schoolyard or whatever like that. But also, I guess there's a bit of anger there at his role in kind of bringing about this situation. Do you say those are kind of the main feelings?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it sounds like.
Yeah. And I guess one thing we could also kind of have a go at as well if you want to, is we can imagine what would happen, say, if we swap you and Rob, and you can maybe even have a look at the situation from his point of view and see what he might say if you bring up those things to him.
Yeah, okay. We can give it a go.
Do you want to try doing that, and then you can just kind of maybe preempt the conversation a little bit, and then think about what you want to get out of it and what you expect to happen, so you feel a bit more prepared for the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try.
Okay. All right. So let's pretend now you're still sitting here, and you've taken on
I'm
Rob's role.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you just heard that you've expressed a whole lot of emotions about what's happened. You're feeling somewhat let down by him, and there's also anger and resentment there too.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Rob. Okay.
Yeah, you're doing really well at this, by the way.
All right. Look, I know, Anna, that it's been hard. But to not be honest, I did this for the kids. I did this for you. We had no money. We had all the conversations about how we were struggling to even just get the kids to school excursions. I did this for you. I didn't do it out of spite or anything. And it's just, it's not my fault that it's turned out this way. And yeah, I'm sorry that it's been so hard for you. But, I sit there in prison, and I just hope that, you've got the support of the people around here, your mum, your sister. I just, I hope that they're there to support you, and I never wanted it to be like this. I never did. Never the intention. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, you're doing really well. Do you want to just come sit back down in your chair? Okay, Rob's gone for today. So it's a really kind of hard thing to do, to put yourself in both of those situations. It's I can imagine might be a bit emotionally draining, especially when you've had these kind of feelings pent up for a bit. But do you think, how do you feel about seeing him now and having that conversation after doing that exercise? Do you feel like there's still a lot of things you need to think about, or you feeling
it's helped me put my feelings into words, because they're just all things that I've just been thinking about for so long, and I've been imagining the kinds of things that he's thinking of in prison. So to actually say that has been helpful. Yeah, I think it's prepared me a bit for the conversation. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think that's something that we can keep thinking about and talking about. What other kind of goals you have for the weekend, if you like.
Yeah, great. Thanks.